Welcome to the RC Roundtable podcast, where we discuss the latest RC hobby news, events, model reviews, and a whole lot more.
I don't know why you're laughing now. It's not a surprise anymore.
It's still
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, happy
Gobble,
Thanksgiving
gobble.
soon. Gobble, gobble.
Where do we even start?
Yeah. So for those of you listening, you might want to check out the video. Or maybe we'll make this our photo.
You need to do a profile. You got to turn your head profile, Terry. And now squat down a little bit more.
Is wearing,
There you go.
Do I have a waddle?
There we go. That's our cover photo.
Yes, Terry's wearing a turkey hat.
Not for
Really
long.
goofy.
Yeah. Just hoping to get a chuckle out of you fellers.
Where the heck do you even get a turkey hat like that?
I think my wife and daughter did a Thanksgiving 5K last year. And this was one of the whimsical handouts.
Constellation prizes?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
welcome. You're watching the RC Roundtable, episode 230 B.
Yeah. Bravo.
Because EV Mux sucks. And so we had some issues recording our 230A. So we had to do some things over again. And have I mentioned that EV Mux sucks?
They sure cashed our check, though, didn't they?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Those monkeys got to get paid.
Yeah. So the bright side on all this is when we tried this episode yesterday, we didn't have Lee with us. But today, we have a Lee.
Yeah, the band's back together.
Yeah. Welcome back, buddy.
Hello.
It's good to see
Long time
you.
listener, first time caller.
What's on your mind, caller?
I want to talk about the poor treatment of turkeys.
Are they legal or illegal?
They didn't do anything to you.
Oh, yeah, they filled my belly.
Oh, boy. I feel like we are off to a slow start.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about airplanes or something, right?
Or yeah,
Models or something. Or
and all of that. Yeah.
one of those things or something like that.
Sure.
I tell you what, get on this internet there and talk about the model airplanes and the click. And then... All right, so where do we start?
I can help.
Yeah.
I'm letting you guys are bringing 230A, to life.
Go
So.
on, Terry, kick us in gear.
Yeah, we've practiced this. We had a dry run, so we know what we want to talk about.
All right, so we got some new products, right? Some new shiny things have popped out the last week or two.
I've been relegated to producing, so here's the button I'm pushing, and
All right, if
there's
we had
the
a producer. There we go. All right, now this got me up in the morning when this popped up. Oh yeah, I saw this and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna make that shower extra cold," because
Oh my gosh!
we're showing a picture, of course, the English Electric, aka BAC Lightning, the famous or infamous British interceptor from the late 50s, early 60s. Really distinctive looking plane, and Freewing has produced a 64 millimeter version in glorious silver foam. Awesome. I don't think I've ever seen an ARF of one of these before. There may have been some turbine one somewhere buried in Europe or something, but this is neat to see an electric one. Certainly probably very unique, very rare. It's smallish, so the landing gear is plug in, unplug. I'm not a fan of landing gear, so but what I've heard is it's very easy to hand launch. We already have a friend of ours that has one and has flown it and gives us thumbs up. So this is really pretty neat. What we were saying, it's a 4S, was it 18 or 2200 battery pack in it?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. It's got a pretty decent paint scheme.
64 millimeter. Did you already say that?
Yep, 64 mms.
One fan, whereas the full scale airplane's a twin.
Yeah, man.
But this one is
I feel
a single
cheated.
fan. But I think we had some debate of whether it's only using one outlet or if it's bifurcated to both.
Yeah, don't know. Somebody seemed to think it was just one outlet, but it has not been confirmed.
Well, see, and there lies the fun in it. What do you do with the other one?
You shove a rocket in there?
I was going to say a rocket, or maybe a drag chute.
Oh yeah, drag chute?
Eject a little drag chute out of there, or shoot out a pilot. There's just so many things you can do.
You too can use the second exhaust for something.
Well, hey, there you go. That's like the challenge. It's like, show us what you want to do with the second exhaust.
You get real creative. Put two 40mm fans in there or something,
or 232s.
No, 32. The big 64.
Oh gosh, yeah. Never mind. I'm just going to be quiet right there. So one thing that's interesting about this, it looks like it has a functioning rudder.
Yeah. We got a problem with that?
No, I think most
You're a rudderist?
EDFs this size don't have a rudder.
That's a good point. Now, they've had a couple other ones this size. Did they have rudders? They had a Crusader, F8 Crusader, and there was a Voodoo. Was the other one they had this size? F101, I think.
I don't remember an F101. There was a Crusader, and what was that other one? Oh, an F105.
Oh, 105, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, 105. It was a Century Series something. What are those had rudders? I
want to say something here. On the bottom, it says requires 4 to 5 channel radio, 4 required for thrust reversing.
Oh.
Thrust reversing?
That's what it says.
Oh, okay. So, that's the hot new thing these days, thrust reversing.
There is a rudder, aileron, but that's interesting. It says 4 required for thrust reversing.
That's probably built into speed controller for the tarmac when we use the wheels.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like full flying elevator. It looks pretty good. It's got the right shape.
Of course, on this line right here, it says 4 channels, 5 with thrust reversing.
Yeah.
Make up your mind, folks.
Well, it makes sense. 4 is your basic controls, and then 5 for the reverse.
Right.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So this line right here, 4 required for thrust reversing, doesn't make sense.
I did see on the forums there was a little bit of nitpicking that the horizontal stab is too big. It's kind of a bit out of scale. But
probably not an accident.
Probably not. For something that's small, I probably thought it had better authority, being a little large.
Yeah.
So.
And you can always cut it smaller.
That's true. Nothing a hobby knife can't fix.
Yeah.
You could make it any shape you want, folks.
Yeah. And before we were talking about how it's such a unusual design. What is the thought that went into this thing to make the wings, especially the wings, how they're so highly cranked with the ailerons at the tips, and it's just and it has the real one has flaps too in the inboard angle, and it looks kind of weird with these really angled flaps, and not go with a full delta, but it is interesting. Oh no, I was talking about how the engines in the real one are actually staggered. They're not one on top of each other. They're actually offset slightly, presumably, as I've been told, to prevent if one self-destructs, it doesn't take out the other one.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because things are going to fly out radially. So if they're stacked on top of each other,
that's good point. And plus, this was designed pretty early in a jet engine's inception, so they probably weren't all that reliable or all that confident in their structural integrity.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a parallel here, remember the early 5-blade EDFs? They would throw blades fairly often too.
Oh yeah.
I remember breaking in my EDFs. You had to run them in because they would grow at high RPM, and you had to seat them into the housing. Yeah, good times.
Fulfill the good old days.
Yeah, back when I was breaking in Speed 400s underwater and stuff.
The bad old good old days.
Yeah,
but still, the neat plane. Hopefully, rumor is that if this one sells well, they may make a bigger one. But still, this is very neat. 189 even. Just add receiver and battery. I am personally very close to hitting the buy button on this one as well.
Did you see the little tiny cheater hole right there?
Yeah, I saw that. There's some on the bottom too.
Oh, is that what that is?
It looked like a cheater hole. Look at the.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty classy. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah. I didn't even notice it.
It's like a little blow-by door.
I would draw a big arrow. Air goes in here.
Air go in here. Put one in the back. The air comes out here.
Yeah. I can't see underneath the plane. I don't have a photo, but you're saying there's cheater holes underneath too?
Yeah, it looked like one. Yeah, he had another picture. You can see it. Our buddy Tom has one. He's flown it a few times. He did say the landing gear, it was a noticeable decrease in performance with the landing gear, so he said just leave it off. But other than that, it's really good.
Did the real one have bogey wheels, or was it just a single?
Don't remember. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I should know because I saw one at the British Air Force Museum some years ago and noted it was a fairly large aircraft.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to see if Lee recognizes this. It's probably the most famous photo of a full-scale Lightning, and I'm going to try to share my screen here. We'll see if it works. All right, tell me if you can see this. Did that show up?
Yes.
Lee, can you see it?
I can.
Whee!
I thought there'd be more gasping from you, Lee.
I've seen this before, but the funny thing is I've seen someone take this photo and reverse it. So there's the pilot in the plane looking at this tractor
falling out of the sky.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, but I have seen this. It is a remarkable photo.
Yeah. So for those of you listening, it's this famous old photograph of a guy on a tractor looking over his shoulder, and there's a Lightning vertical about to smack the ground. And the pilot...
The timing is amazing.
Yeah, the pilot's ejecting. And I don't know how much of this is true, but what I heard is that the pilot survived and that this is a legit photo that just had incredible luck.
Yeah, I have read the same thing.
Yeah. So I see the landing gear's down. I wonder if it was a pattern issue. He was in a landing or something, and it had some sort of catastrophic failure.
But that answered my landing gear question. I just see a single wheel for the mains.
He was really close to that plane, too.
Yeah. I'm sure he felt the heat from the explosion.
It actually lifted him up a little bit before he came down with the explosion.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyway, so there it is.
Yeah, kudos to Freewing on that. Great. It seems like it'll be a fairly popular plane. I've already seen a bunch of people that said they've picked one up. I think I mentioned, I don't know if you heard this, Lee, but our buddy Richard was not too happy because he had just bought some short kits of the English Electric Lightning directly from England and spent a whole bunch of money getting them in. And then like a week or two later, they announced this. He was like, damn it.
All right, so before we go off of that, we have to ask the question. Fitz and I understand it as the English Electric Lightning, but the website shows it as the BAC. What is that, British Aerospace Corporation or something? I don't even know what that stands for. So the question is that an error on the website, or is through some acquisition and whatever takeover of companies, is it really BAC that now owns the Lightning rights? And I asked that because probably somebody out there in podcast land knows the answer.
Yeah, I was going to say we have some English listeners. So anybody in the UK, educate us on what's going on with
I can read
English
you
Electric
from,
versus back.
I can read you from Wikipedia.
Oh,
which
that's
may or may not be correct.
Let me get my Wikipedia voice. The Lightning was designed, developed, and manufactured by English Electric. After EE merged with other aircraft manufacturers to form the British Aircraft Corporation, it was marketed as the BAC Lightning.
Well, there you go. All I had to do was read.
So I wonder if it was still in production when that happened then, I guess? I wonder.
That's why we missed you so much, Lee.
To do the research?
Yeah, John, you're like our intern.
To give us some credit? I don't know. I think we all work together on that, so it's partnership.
Or a bit like Lockheed, which started as, was it General Dynamics? Made F-16, and then now it's Lockheed.
I don't know. I think there's been a whole long list of permutations of all those. But I think Lockheed started as Lockheed, but then it became Lockheed Martin at some point.
Right, but then they acquired a bunch of other aircraft companies.
Yeah.
The General Dynamics Aircraft Organization they acquired. Was it Vultee or Consolidated? I think they acquired as well.
VLT became Convair.
It was Convair. There used to be.
It would be interesting to make like one of those genealogy charts, but for U.S. aerospace manufacturers, and I'm sure it would start out wide and just get smaller.
There was a small version of that at Lockheed at one point.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it was just for the Lockheed. It wasn't all of them, but it was just for what's now Lockheed Martin and all the other companies that were sort of the progenitors of it.
Yeah, and there were so many. Go ahead, Lee.
I just wish they would have kept the name Skunkworks. That's way more fun.
I think it's still unofficial.
It's a division. It's a division, but you should have stayed Skunkworks.
Yeah.
Skunkworks.
The Skunkworks P-38 Lightning. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, I think we are ready to move on.
Yes. Something else was announced.
I don't know when. I think it's been out for a while, but it's not something we've talked about yet.
About a month, maybe?
Is it? Okay. That's inside the window.
Yeah, anyways, we're talking about the AT6/SNJ5 Texan from E-flite, 1.5 meters. So it's we were trying to, Lee, can you help us? We were trying to remember if this was a repop or this is a whole new mold. We couldn't think of a big one, a 1.5 meter foamy from E-flite for T6. Do you recall?
I don't.
Yeah.
So I was thinking
my vote is that it's all new.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean, I'll have to ask both of you at the same time. Have you seen a foamy Texan?
Yeah, was
there a blue one? Am I right? Was there a blue one?
There's a silver one. I saw it this past weekend. It was from a competitor. It was either Dynam or what's the other one? Mind blank. Damn it. Brain.
I love this part of the show where Fitz just loses his mind. This is entertainment, quality entertainment.
Another foamy that's well known.
And see, the best part is there are people screaming at Fitz right now with the answer.
He's trying to think of GWS.
Moving on.
Yeah, GWS, maybe. No, it's not GWS.
They did, actually.
Well, maybe they did, yeah. But anyways, it's slightly smaller, but it was similar size.
I've never flown a Texan. How's that? I've never flown a model Texan, so it doesn't ring a bell to me. I want to say maybe I saw a blue one that was a foamy or silver blue. And
I had a gray one that was wood that E-flite had many moons ago.
Oh, and I was going to say the only ones I've seen, or especially at Bomber when they fly, are wooden ones.
Yeah,
or giant scale. So no, this doesn't ring a bell. However, that being said, it's like a perfect aircraft around, say the Trojan type line.
Yeah. If you want something a different, something that's not a Trojan. Yeah, a little bit bigger, but still a warbird, but not quite as intimidating as a P-51 or something. It's got a pretty snazzy color scheme. It should be easy to see. I noticed. I was telling Terry. T6s are known to be a little bit snappy, but this one seems to have a bit of washout on the wings.
Okay, can you see that now? It is, in fact, an updated aircraft.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe it's the blue one you were
again. Yeah. It said backed by popular demand. Okay, so
I just have never had one. I haven't been given the sticks to fly one, so I blame our listeners. You're Lee flying
so well.
No, I haven't had one. So, but it does appear it's an upgrade.
Yeah. At least this one it says up to 4S. I bet the other one's only 3S, the older one.
Probably.
Avian speed controller, 70 amp. It's got AS3XLE and safe.
I just it goes right for me. I don't know why.
I haven't said that in a while. So unusual stuff. So it looks nice. So what I saw looked like it flew really good. Had lots of power. Good size. You
said you saw one for reals?
Yeah, I was at your swap meet fly-in, Lee, at your club. I was up there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a gentleman came down from the Dallas area, had one. He took off in the grass, no problem, flew around.
Cool. Well, I don't know if I can put the image in here. I can't, but I did pull up the internet and I was right. They made a silver and blue one. The prior one was silver and blue.
Okay, so your intuition was right.
My mind completely erased that memory.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Terry. Well, that's cool. So I don't know what else to say about it other than it's a Texan.
So how much is it? I think there's two versions, like plug and play and bind and fly.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I have it up here. So this is the plug and play at $299.
Okay. Plug and play means no receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it comes with a 70 amp speed controller. So,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah.
Might
Can
give
you
some room to
reverse
play with
that one?
props.
Excuse
I
me?
thought a lot of the EVNs you could.
Yeah.
Oh, the newer ones.
I asked
then
if
the
you could
book-
reverse it, Lee.
Oh, I don't know, but this is the Bind and Fly Basic at $379,
Okay. And what was the other one, price-wise?
$299.
Oh, okay. So it's $80 for the receiver. I feel like the difference used to be not so wide.
Yeah, it used to be. You got a price break with the receiver.
It probably is still a price break, but
Yeah, I guess I have to see what receiver it is.
yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That looks familiar.
Discontinued.
Yeah, I definitely think the newer paint scheme is better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for
I was
sure.
correct. That's the previous, and that's the new. And yes, I do like the colors in this one.
And also, it does have flaps, so it's got to be at least a 8 channel receiver. Or yeah, because you got retracts, flaps, and then you got the Safe Select, which would be the 7th channel. I think maybe 8 with the reversing.
It's an AR, it's 6 channel, 631 plus.
All right. I'm never sure how they do that with the Safe Select stuff. But.
Sometimes the Safe Select can work on a 7th channel, though technically there's not a 7th channel output on the receiver. Does that make sense? If you understand what I'm saying.
So it comes with a Ouija board.
So it's got the decoder for the 7th channel built into it, but it doesn't have the output as an extra channel.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well,
like you're receiving the telemetry. You've got it's more data going back and forth.
yeah.
All right, so yay, nay?
No, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Am I going to buy one? Is that your question?
Sure. Were we having that discussion before? Whenever we did reviews, we decided if it's something you yay or nay, and if you buy it or not.
Well,
So yay or nay, buy or nay?
I think it's not really a fair assessment coming from us because we don't buy many new airplanes. We have
Yeah, well, you guys don't buy a lot of airplanes. You guys, hey, can you test this for us on a ride?
I haven't done a review in probably over a year now, but I get a lot of swap meet stuff and like old projects and things like that. So I'm just not typically a big buyer of.
Okay, so we have the choice of yay or nay, but should we make it into never would I buy that? If someone gave it to, if I had got it for $200 or 50% off, I would. That's a nice deal. Maybe, and absolutely, I already bought it yesterday.
Can we just do Siskel and Ebert?
Jeez. Like, keep moving the goalposts there, Lee.
Well, I mean, the previous aircraft was Fitz has already pre-ordered it, so that would be at the top. That's the end of the line there.
And I'd say I pre-ordered it. I said I was close to clicking the button.
Oh, I'm sure your wallet's burning a hole in your butt.
Yeah,
right now.
it's competing with a couple of other purchases, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
I've never had a Texan. I like the size. If I could get this at a good price, or maybe if someone had it used and I saw it at a swap meet, I'd probably buy it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'd like to take one for a test drive.
Yeah.
I'd like to rent one.
Rent a plane. Yeah. Is that a new business? Rent a model?
Yeah, right. So, all right. I think we're ready to move on once again. And so when we tried this last time, Fitz had some stories, speaking of swap meets and other things. But Lee, if you would like to start off, because we all need a healthy dose of Lee. We're in a deficit here.
Mine will be brief. I have not been very active in the hobby at all. I was hoping to meet Fitz out at our swap meet last weekend, and just things, family life happened or just changes. So I did spend some time out in the hobby shop because I was hoping that Ryan and I would go out with our B-25s. He's got the FMS one that I got him at Perry this year. Yes?
That's what I was thinking. FMS.
Glad to be of service.
Ding! All right. That brain cell popped over to the other side of the neuron. Okay.
That's how we roll here. We feed off each other. So he was going to bring that. That one's already flying, and he flies it very well. By gosh, I think you were there. I think you were there, Fitz, when he brought it out. When
to Scobie,
you and
right?
to Scobie.
Yeah.
He was greasing those landings. He's just really good with it. So I had the Banana Hobbies B-25. The last time we took it out, we had a flap that wouldn't work. So excuse me, for last Friday I was working on it, and they were working. I was like, okay, I don't have to do anything, but I couldn't get one gear up. So, and then upon further investigation, and maybe if you go back several episodes in the podcast, this is an old plane. It's been sitting in storage, and we got it flying and all, but the parts are pretty darn old. Well, a piece of the motor housing for the retract broke off, and I had fixed them before, and it's just a nightmare. So I had remembered last year when I made all these repairs, I bought extra parts. I went to Banana Hobbies and I bought extra parts for the plane. So for 3 hours, Fitz, Terry knows the story because I talked to him this morning, but Fitz, for 3 hours, all the time I was hoping to work on this plane, I was searching in the workshop for all the spare parts I bought for this B-25.
Oh, jeez.
I think maybe you came into my workshop not too long ago and saw how a mess he was. I could not find him. I was so frustrated. I was just, and it basically had just lost my interest of going to the swap meet and to go fly because I was like, I really wanted to go fly it. But I did find him under a plane Austin put in my workshop. So Austin strategically covered them up to protect them, right? And so I did find them. So actually Saturday I replaced one of the gear motors, and I happened to do some hanger rash while I was out working on the gear, and I busted the rudder off. So I was like, it's not one thing, it's another. But I got it back up and running. So hopefully, if I can find some time with Ryan, we'll go take the B-25s out. And to be completely honest, that's all I've really done, except for, and I'll just show this piece, except for I finished printing an A10, 3D printing an A10.
Really?
So
looks like a pretty decent size.
Yeah, it's a 64 millimeter. It's the same size as the one that Austin has that he set fire to.
Oh,
so it's a twin 64, and I downloaded these plans from, is it PT Kyle, I guess? I've built one of his planes before, and we'll see. So it's basically, it takes forever to print this stuff, and you print one part at a time because that's the best way to print it with PLA, lightweight PLA. So all the parts are printed, so that'll be upcoming. And that's all I got to say about that.
So you said you spent 3 hours rummaging through your workshop. So at the end of those 3 hours, was your workshop cleaner? No. Or were you going through it like a search?
Well, you know what? It is what it is. Fitz, that I lost my T-33, at best.
Oh, yeah. The Freewing one.
Right.
Lost it meaning you crashed it. No.
Yes. But did I tell you I bought a new one?
Yeah, I think you did mention you got another one, a plug-and-play one version.
Yeah.
Right?
So during that 3 hours, I've added 2 scratch marks on the one I even flown yet, trying to look for stupid B-25 parts. So yeah, there's this love-hate relationship. But I've got most of that finished. I just need to put the push rods in.
Yeah, we should probably set aside one day in either the fall or the spring, or maybe both, where all three of us actually clean our workshops and get them organized and just a reset. Because I think it's safe to say all three of our workshops are a mess.
I usually do it after best because I take everything out to go to best. But I did not get to do it this year. So yes, I will agree. And maybe that's a good fun topic or a question to ask our listeners. I do get upset. I get rage. I rage build. I rage clean my workshop. I don't like it when there's a lot of clutter, and I usually feel better. But I have had so many projects sitting in that room and trying to move stuff around. I just haven't had a chance to clean up. But I do. I need to do that.
Did Austin get a phone call?
He did.
Angry text?
He did. I mean, he most likely I put him there, and he just put the plane down just because that's where he had room. I don't know. It was just it's frustrating. I blame myself. I wasn't blaming him, but it was under his plane.
Yeah. But you found the parts, and now everything's back in order.
It's back in order. So ready to hopefully go take some B-25s out.
All right. Good.
All right. I'm done. That's my story. So. Go back to y'all's yesterday's episode and repeat.
Regurgitate it. Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with you again, Fitz.
All right. Where do I start? Well, we were talking about swap meets. So, Lee, I found something at your swap meet that really caught my attention. Ignore all the sounds as I grab the box.
Hey, now that I'm here, Terry, what I would have asked if I had been on the show yesterday, I would have said, "Would you buy me, Fitz?" Did Fitz call me from the swap meet? No.
I didn't buy you nothing.
Yeah, see?
I didn't think you want to be disturbed, so. This guy, the Flying Start.
It's beginner friendly.
It's beginner friendly. It's got electrolytes, too. So I don't recall ever seeing this. It's actually made by...
I have never seen that.
Hobby Shack, yeah.
Oh, it's a Hobby Shack.
Yeah, it's a Hobby Shack.
Cool.
Look at that. See?
I had a Hobby Shack transmitter and a Hobby Shack plane.
Oh, man, you go way back.
Wow.
So the gentleman, I didn't see the box at first. What I saw at first was this. I saw this.
An erector set?
What kind of contraption is that?
You need to blue. What do they call it? Like blue when you blew a gun. What's it called? Blue, not toning. Yeah. It just seems like it needs, huh?
Bluing when you just
bluing. I guess
black?
Bluing. That
What's
just
bluing?
looks like it needs to be. What was it called? Not ionized. What's it called?
Oh, you mean
Anodized?
Anodized.
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
so cool, like a blue anodized color. That is so funky looking.
Yeah, as I said,
It's like an erector set.
It's an erector set airplane. Because I saw this on the table, I was like, what the smeg is that? Because it has got a little engine on it, too, a little Magnum 15.
Oh my God. For those listening, this is definitely a moment where you got to pull up the YouTube. That is a funky,
Yeah.
that's
And
like the early slow stick.
It was even better. The guy goes, oh, yeah, this is, go watch this. He picks it up and he goes, it's got a pull start.
Oh my. Fitz got some cool toys.
I was like, dude, how much you want for that? And he told me, and I was like, yeah, just shut up and take my money. So it doesn't look like it's ever been flown. The engine, it doesn't even look like it's ever been run. No, Magnum company. They're pretty well known, sort of semi-OS clones engines. I've got my Magnum too. I think I got a 4-stroke Magnum over there. They're decent engines for what they are. Basically, just think OS 15, and it has all the parts. It doesn't look like it's ever been flown. The wings are balsa built up with
So nice.
Yeah, it's got polyhedral wing. There is some hanger rash. Well, not hanger rash. What do you want to call it? It's obviously an old kit. Let's put it that way. There is the one thing I did notice is on the horizontal stab, it's got a very odd where the coloring has separated from the film. So the film itself is perfectly fine. It's still, the glue is still on and everything. It's just that inside you got this weird separation of the coloring. So it's purely cosmetic.
Yeah, at first I couldn't tell, but now I see I got it now. I understand.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing. But I'll just leave it like that. I'm not going to bother with
minor. I would leave it.
Yeah, I'm not going to fret over it. I'm just going to fly it.
You tell them that's exactly how it's supposed to look.
Yes.
I've seen that before, but never where the adhesive part stays stuck and it just peels off. So that's pretty unique, I think.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. There's some vacuum form plastic pieces for that forms the fuselage or pod, more like it. And I don't think else. There's a box in here. What's in here? I don't think I looked in here. Sorry,
there's more.
There's a box. I didn't realize. Oh, okay. There's a little spinner and some rubber bands and some other.
Man,
the control horn.
I cannot wait. I just heard Terry.
I didn't quite hear what he said.
Don't use those.
No. No.
It's going to come out as one rubber band when he opens it. But that's definitely a hobby view video. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, there you go. It doesn't really have much of a spar. Yeah, I should make a retro hobby view retro review or something. It's probably like nobody has a video on this on YouTube or something. I'd be surprised.
Challenge accepted. You keep showing and telling, and I'm going to go on YouTube and see.
or if somebody does have one, it's from like the early days of YouTube where the 640 by 480 resolution on.
And it's black and white?
Black and white, yeah. But it's pretty damn cool. It's got some push rods too. With some pretty fancy clevises. They're all like metal.
I'm sorry, what's it called? Can you tell me the name of it again? I'm sorry.
It's got the dumbest name ever. Flying Start.
All right, keep going. I'll look.
So it's 52 inches in span, 33-inch length. This is a Magnum 15BB ABC engine. So it's got a nice engine. 3 channels. So it's only rudder, elevator, and throttle. We thought it kind of looks like an ultralight, the way it's with the pod engine, and Terry you mentioned you thought it might, in a way, it's a good trainer and a bad trainer.
Yeah. So good because aerodynamically it has the features you want in a trainer with the high wing and the polyhedral, and it's probably pretty slow. But bad because it's got a metal frame. So when you crash, you're going to bend it up, and it doesn't seem like it's all that repairable. But maybe.
Fitz, you may have the only flying one out there, because everyone I see online is still in the box.
Nobody wants to build it. It says it's got hands-off, stable, and stall-resistant. Flying Start is the most beginner-friendly trainer model to ever come along. Well, that's some boasting there, isn't it?
Bold statement, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but it does look like a fun plane. It's just such a unique and distinctive plane that I just had to get it. And the guy, kudos to the gentleman that brought it out for me to buy.
Yeah, a good find.
Yeah, it's a very good find. You got the manual.
Right. And what's the copyright date on that?
1995.
Nice.
Hobby Shack. So we're putting right at 30 years, right? Late great Hobby Shack. What is a thing for the AMA? Well, they were in Muncie, Indiana back in 95.
Yep, I think they moved to 93.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it looks pretty cool. It looks like should be really easy to put together. It looks like the plastic pieces bolt on. The servos go in the frame. That's interesting. They use standard size servos. Yeah, here's a piece where they mount. Wonder if I can mount micro servos in here, save a little bit of weight.
Of course you can.
Put some make adapters. And yeah, there's the throttle cable is going to be fun. It's first time I'm really looking at it's got steerable tail wheel too. Wait, there's those springs? Oh, there's the screws. Oh, it's already together. So it looks like he had started building it, because looking at the manual, it's not that complete out of the box. So he put the frame together, put the engine, and then I guess lost his nerve or something. I don't know. But anyways, saw something else shiny. So that was neat. I did pick up another swap meet. We had the Scobie swap meet, and I was walking out, and this guy was staring me in the face. Actually, I saw this, and I just kind of half looked at it. And I thought, this is kind of neat. And the guy says, "Hey, yeah, it shoots BBs." I'm like, "What?" And I said, "Well, how much you want for it?" And he told me, he's like, "Okay, shut up and take my money. I'll take this too." I think it's the only thing I bought at the Scobie swap meet, or one of the very few things. So it's a Henlong. Is it Henlong? I think it's the well-known Henlong brand. I thought I saw that somewhere. You can hear the BBs rolling around. What's that?
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I think it's actually Henlong.
I've never heard of that brand before, but
yeah, they're pretty well. Motion RC sells them. They're pretty well known. Yeah, Henlong. I think it's an older one, of course, but yeah, they still sell these tanks. It is, of course, a Panther.
I think people can hear it as you're moving this around. It's rattling. It sounds like you're shaking a spray paint can.
Yeah, there's little BBs in here, little plastic ones. They're not metal BBs, but they're little. I can't really get them out there.
I see. Those are the ones that it shoots.
Like airsoft?
Yeah. I think they exactly are airsoft BBs. Here's one, so I can do a little bit of. Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, a little BB, little metal, plastic.
Is the barrel rifled?
I don't know. You should try out, kid. I don't think so. I think it's just a tube.
All right.
There's a little light.
Take that to a Comic-Con.
Yeah. No, it's for terrorizing the local wild animal life.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No. Fitz is a friend to all living creatures.
Well, here in New York needs some rat killers. Maybe you can rent it out.
Yes. Poison darts. So speaking of ground pounders, I finally got something I've been looking for forever, courtesy of Terry's keen eye, and it's this guy.
Oh, you actually got that off of eBay.
I did. The Kyosho Ultima, original, like vintage Ultima.
Yeah.
The one with the metal frame.
So I'm assuming y'all talked about it already, but like, what did it have that like the pictures didn't do it justice? Like,
it had a terrible picture. It was just like one picture, like one blurry picture looking at it from one weird angle. You could barely tell anything. So there was a couple of interesting things about it. I was talking to Terry. He's the expert on this. It has, looks like it's got an aftermarket bumper, which is fine. I don't know what the original one looks like are available. Original shocks, but it does have a hopped up Le Mans motor with open end bell and replaceable brushes. So I did a little bit of hop up on the motor. And also inside has, when I saw this, I thought, oh, that is cool. It's got one of the old vintage Futaba electronic speed controller, the MC112. Yeah, MC112B. These were pretty fancy back in the day.
I may have one of those.
Oh, all right.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're pretty common.
Yeah.
Of the Futaba brand. I mean, they weren't a Tiken or Novak, but they were pretty,
Yeah, they were more popular for bashers because they have reverse, where any of the racing speed controls are forward.
That's right. Yeah, good point. Yes, they had reverse. Yeah, no, I don't remember any of the Novaks or Tikens having reverse, but they were more.
They wouldn't.
What's that?
Does the Futaba have a built-in blade fuse on it?
Nope. I don't see one. No.
Okay.
I mean, these weren't rated all that high in power. It's got some small adjustments, like it's the high and neutral. Speed controller with reverse, full FET. But yeah. So I don't know if it works or not. I haven't powered it up. It's got the Tamiya Molex connector on the back and a speed controller. I don't use those anymore, so that'll have to go. But it's still neat to have one. There was I always thought this frame looked really cool, this metal frame, sort of lattice work frame that it has. The car itself doesn't look like it actually has very much use on it. There's not a lot of scratches on the bottom. There's just a few here and there. It doesn't look like it's been beat up much. There's a little cover on the gears. I never noticed that. So the reason why I'm don't know much about it, when I used to work at a hobby shop, we exclusively dealt with Tamiya cars, and the owner refused to sell any Kyosho cars. And so it was a rare example that I saw a Kyosho, only usually if somebody brought one in for consignment to sell, but not anything. And I used to build a lot of cars for customers, so I never had a chance to build one or even drive one. So always something I saw in the magazines, like, that looks kind of neat, but it was always something I never got. So, but I always liked the look of this one and was very curious about it. So now I have one. Thanks, Terry, for finding this.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I've been looking a lot. I checked all my usual sources that I buy stuff from, and I've got a little search, and I was looking for Ultimas and found quite a few, but a lot of them people wanted too much money for, or a lot of them were missing some pretty important parts that are difficult to find or expensive to replace. But this one seemed to have most of the good stuff.
Yeah. Good thing I took the cover off. The gear is, I don't know if you can see that. The motor and gear is not meshed quite right. It's like half on, so I have to fix that. But yeah, this is, go ahead.
Can you hold the motor closer to your camera real quick? Oh, okay. That one looks like it has one of the nice hop-ups. There's actually a metal guard over the motor.
Oh, that's stock?
That was stock on the later versions, but on that version, you had to pay for it extra.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Optimus Expert. Ultima, excuse me.
So I've probably said this before. Ultima was my first RC car, maybe 1988 or something. So yeah, it's kind of near and dear to my heart. I don't have that original one anymore, but I do have some that I've acquired since then. And I've done some restorations on mine, so I'm excited to help you restore yours. And Kyosho actually did a re-release of it a few years ago. Not all of the parts are exactly the same. They did make a few changes, but there is a pretty good selection of parts that you can buy new off the shelf.
So they're interchangeable with the vintage one?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, great.
Some things are, some things aren't. But
This one more or less looks ready to run right out of the box. Just a few little things, some checkout, and they may really not needing much. Other than I might see about the original bumper just for looks.
well, that's probably better than the original, because the original was just not very wide at all. So you could smack more things. But
well, I guess we'll go over it. You can tell me what do you think it needs or what. Obviously, the wheels got flat spots on them, so maybe if there's a good set of replacement wheels I should get for it, at least for wheels, tires, because there were knobby tires, but they're all worn off. The rims generally seem in pretty good shape, other than just being dirty.
Yeah,
they are original rims, which is nice, or wheels, we want to call them. We'll talk about it later. I might replace the servos in it.
Servo. There's only one now.
Oh, one servo. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
It would have had two with the mechanical speed control, but since they replaced that.
And I think something's off with the suspension. It's not quite right.
Oh, yeah.
You see one's higher than the other.
So
it does need some TLC.
You're planning to do an RC rescue on it, and I think before long, you and I are going to do a once-over, the before episode. We'll open that up and see what we're starting with, and then we can hatch a plan to get it going.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll go into deep detail on what's inside and stuff.
But yeah, I'm glad you finally found one at a good price. I think you got a really good deal on what it actually is. So, congrats.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Woohoo. Let's see. Did I miss anything else other than my new toy that's behind me? Before I go on to that, I think that was it. Just that. Okay, so I got a new toy. You can see it right here, hopefully.
Yeah, it's not real clear. The top part kind of blends into the background. I already know what it is now, so it's not fair. But maybe
you know what it is, Lee?
You're muted, Lee.
And that's all I got to say about that. I've been talking for the past 5 minutes. No, is it a resin printer?
Indeed, it is.
Yeah, gum. That was a good guess.
Yeah, it's a new resin printer from Hay Gears. It's got a fairly large vat. What did I measure? 180 millimeters by 230 millimeters ish, and maybe almost 300 millimeters tall. It's pretty good size. And I've been given a really good workout. In fact, you can kind of barely see there's some stuff in there already. I just finished printing before we start the show. And I've been really getting a feel for working with it, because it's a little bit different than the other resin printer I had. Obviously being bigger, which is nice, and faster, which is nice. I don't know about high resolution. Actually, it does have better prints. I didn't really think resin printers had that much of a difference, but this one, noticeably better prints than my old one. And so I've been busily working it out, printing virtual anime characters. This is Hatsune Miku.
Of course you would.
This is more of a test to, I know somebody who's a big Hatsune Miku fan. And so I got some ABS-like resin I wanted to test, and I wanted to test a long print, so I spit this out. And it did a really good job. ABS, it seems really durable. It doesn't seem like brittle like normal resins. And I've also printed out got some machine guns.
Some pew-pews.
I did do a little, what do you call this?
Benchy?
Benchy, yeah. Did a little Benchy. Oops, sorry. My phone just turned on by itself for some reason. Terry, you asked me before about supports.
Oh,
so you
right.
do need supports, and here's, sorry, it's black. You can't really see it all that well.
Okay, yeah.
It's
very intricate.
Yeah, it's very intricate, and it comes right off the supports. I'll do it right here. I can just peel it right off the supports pretty easily. I haven't cured this one, so there we go. And so this took about 3 hours of print on one of the lower resolutions, but it still looks really good.
Did you say you haven't cured it yet?
Not this particular one. I left it off.
What do you mean curing?
Is it going UV light?
there's a UV, this machine right here is a cure. So after you print them, they're still somewhat not quite fully cured. You wash them off. There's a wash vat over here that washes it. It shakes and washes. And I've got this device here that you open up, and it's actually a curing machine. It has a big bunch of UV lights in it. It's got a Lazy Susan. And so you put your parts in there after you peel them off of the supports. I have it for 20 minutes. Press the button, and it sits there and rotates and cures it under UV light for 20 minutes or whatever time you set it for. And it gives it a final cure for the surface. You could also leave it outside in the sun. It'll do the same thing, but just is nice and compact, easy. It also has a heating element in it. So if you use water washable resin, you can dry it off and all kinds of fancy stuff. So it's been really neat to do this. I'll be producing a video on it, a video review, and I've been really happy. I've been printing some parts for Mike Liebel's B-17. That's why I printed some of these guns. He's really doing a lot of detail. He stripped all the covering off of the Legend Hobby B-17 ARF. He's going to fiberglass it. And he got some 3D printed parts. I said, I could print some better quality stuff with the resin printer. And so I spit out a few things over the house, and we've been talking back and forth. He's going to get some pilot figures from Blastero, the guys that did the Brewster Buffalo 3D printed plane. He actually has a whole series of pilots you can download STL files for a few bucks. And I said, hey, there's some pilots here. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to do that. And so we'll download them, scale them, and he'll have some high resolution pilots for his ground crew or crew for his B-17.
Now, when you were describing your little curing machine there, it sounded like a tanning booth. I can picture like a Jersey Shore Barbie in there.
Yeah. It's a miniature tanning booth.
Yeah.
Yes. And I did something for myself, too. I've had this kit of a Pete and Paul. I don't remember who makes it. Is it the old... I don't know if it's Dynaflight or whoever made this. So I picked this up from an old club member who has since passed. And I said, well, this is neat to do a Pete and Paul. One of these days I'll finish it up. But with the resin printer, I said, hey, I found a Model A engine with radiator made by the flight test guys.
Son of a gun.
And I scaled it up, and that sucker is going in my little Pete and Paul here.
Turn it around. It goes the other way, doesn't it?
No,
it's like that.
I
always thought it faced forward.
No, it faces back like that.
Radiator's right in your face.
Yeah, right in the pilot's face. I always thought that was goofy looking, but for the model,
the bugs.
It catches the bugs. Bug catcher. So that's great. Whoever designed this, kudos. Thanks for doing that. I found it on Thingiverse, and with the radiator, I guess they were associated with the flight test people, which has a little Pete and Paul. I guess they have a little one. One of the flight test guys flies a real one, didn't he?
Bixler.
Bixler. Yeah. So maybe that's why. So that was another thing. It's a really nice, you get this nice smooth finish. It's not the normal, what we call FDM or Fusion Deposit Modeling 3D printer, which has lots of lines in this. This is very, very smooth. You'd be hard pressed to find any lines in this. And the software, I can put holes in the bottom and make it hollow so it doesn't weigh a ton. So that's pretty cool.
So are you ready for a small world moment?
Indeed I am.
So the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
We've often interpreted that as the 2 degrees of RC. So I know the guy who designed that engine, Dan Sponholz. You might have met him. He lives not too far from here. And actually, I saw him this past weekend. But he does a lot of the design work and CAD work for the flight test stuff. And I believe he designed that engine.
You going to ask about him next time you see him?
Yeah, I'll message him when we're done talking here.
That'd be interesting if he's the one.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get one that doesn't say flight test on it. I just need another radiator.
Is it proud or recessed?
It's proud. So technically you could sand it off or cut it, or I could do it in software, technically.
Yeah.
A bit. But I thought about it a couple of different ways. Nothing against flight tests, but on a Pete and Paul, it's not a flight test. It just probably looked kind of weird.
Yeah.
I understand why they did that. That's fine. But,
is someone moving their feet around or something? I'm hearing some scuffing.
I think it's every time
Yeah,
Fitz
that.
moves, it's
That?
your microphone's rubbing.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Sorry. I was trying to tell you guys, hey.
Sorry about that. But anyways, so that's I've been pumping stuff out on the workbench. The only thing about this is it does take up quite a bit of real estate, so I'm going to need to find a more permanent home pretty soon by this weekend, I think. Get it off the workbench so I can work on some other stuff. But it's been really neat. Kudos to Heavy Hay Gears, which I've really not heard of them before. The whole setup has been really just a quick plug and play. I can feed it files through the Wi-Fi. And the slicer program is not too bad.
That's quite an endorsement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a different version. And for a large prints, since this has a large vat, you can get these cartridges as they're optional. But so what you do is you can put it in the machine, and it auto feeds the resin as it prints. So you don't run out of resin if you got a large print or something. That's more than what the vat has. So that's pretty cool. Or of course, you just pour it in like normal, like a normal resin printer. But it's nice to have the option of that thing.
So, do all resin prints require that curing cycle?
Yes, because they're not quite fully cured, because you're pulling it out of a vat, so it's cured enough, but you still got a film around it and stuff, and so it's not quite. It's still a little bit malleable and a little bit soft on the surface. So what you do is you pull it out, you wash it to clean off all the extra gunk, and then you put it in the curing vat for a little bit to do the final cure.
So you need a separate curing machine.
You either need a separate curing machine or you stick it outside in the sun for a little while.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah. If you don't have a curing machine, then it's outside it is in the sun.
Huh. So at the NEAT Fair, not the one we were just at, but previous, there was a seminar about resin printing that I went to, and then I walked away convinced that it's a very useful tool, but I don't remember them talking about having to do the extra curing.
Oh, so, surprised I didn't, because you normally do. Because when you don't, when you touch the pieces, you can kind of feel it, that it's a little bit sticky or a little bit. You can tell that it needs a little more something. Yeah, just like this one, like the one I just pulled off of the. This one, I can just by feel, I can tell this one is not fully cured. This one is.
Because it's sticky, or
flexible? It's a little bit sticky. You can feel the surface resistance. It's almost like the friction. There's a little bit more friction when you're trying to slide your finger over it. It's just, it's very subtle, but you can tell.
Huh. Interesting. All right.
So you always, usually people get a curing station because it's easier. You stick it in there at the timer, it does everything. The sun doesn't always give you even, you may have to move the pieces around a bit.
Yeah.
Or you need some sort of UV light.
All right.
Yeah, so it is a little bit messy. It may not be for everybody to print this stuff out. It's a bit of a process, but it's the only way to get really, really high quality prints that you don't have to do any sanding or finishing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I think they've become more affordable. So I keep toying with the idea of getting one, but I know people who have one, and maybe it's like a boat, right? The next best thing to having a boat is a friend with a boat. Yeah.
If you know somebody has one, then it's probably, and you don't have a whole lot of real estate to dedicate to it. Just use them. I like it because I like highly detailed scale parts, like this gun. And I've also printed stuff for my plastic models as well. And you can't do FDM for that. You need resin printer to get really good quality prints.
Yeah, and maybe that's something I should organize with my friends up here, that rather than each person having their own set of big tools like that take up a lot of space, like I could have one, my buddy could have a different one, and we could share each other's resources.
Oh, yeah, community workshop kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of a communist approach to.
Yeah, a lot of places will have something like that called a makerspace, but
that's
usually it's a monthly fee for something like that. But
yeah. So as you were talking about the Ultima, I forgot to mention it then, but the thing my laptop is sitting on is a set of drawers, and the top drawer is my collection of vintage speed controls. Look what was right on top.
Well, look at that. MC-112B.
An MC-112B.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then somebody mentioned something about a blade fuse in there.
That was Lee, yeah.
So this is a
different one.
Duratrax speed control, which was probably made by Futaba. It actually says it on there, Duratrax by Futaba. But yeah, it's got the blade thing on it. Does this other one?
Duratrax insisted they put a fuse in it.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'm thinking maybe that's the one I had, because that's what I was remembering on our speed controller.
Good old orange Novak. I got a bunch of them in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was fun that same one was sitting right here. So, all right, moving on.
I think that's it for me. I don't think I have anything else that I want to.
I've already got Terry's face in the full frame. Might as well just have Terry go to show and tell.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the other side that has all three of us. So yeah, I can do my show and tell. And I'm going to need your memory here, Lee. So think way back to the Neat Fair.
Okay, still
way back.
Yeah, we were out at the pond, and I brought my Catalina over, and I think you were going to fly it. I don't remember, but I took the Catalina over, and it was possessed by a demon.
Yes.
Okay, so you're not. You were there for that.
I was there for the possession. We didn't do the exorcism.
Yeah, it needed an exorcism, but I just decided to unplug it and set it aside. But basically, the gist of it is I have it set up with differential thrust. It does not have a water rudder, but it steers with differential thrust out of the twin motors. This is a foamy model of the PBY Catalina. And I copied that program for the differential thrust from another profile in that same radio. So I have a different water plane twin that already had differential thrust, worked great. I just copied that over as my starting point for the Catalina, thinking what could go wrong. So in the Catalina, it does strange things. Whenever I use the differential thrust, one of the motors goes into a low idle mode where it just runs at a couple hundred RPM when I have the stick all the way down, and I can't make it stop. So if I don't use the differential thrust and I just power it up normally and keep both motors in sync, it works great. No problems at all. But as soon as I use that differential thrust with the rudder, it goes nuts and does things that it shouldn't do. And I just dealt with it for a while because it didn't affect the flying that much, but the hatch, where I grabbed to open the hatch is right between those props. And with one of those props always spinning, it was just a matter of time before I bloodied my knuckles. And also, our experience at the Neat Fair, it just wasn't working well there. It was another level, exponentially worse, of being unpredictable. And with the tight, small pond there, it just wasn't working. So I sat down a few days ago, determined to figure this out. And a couple of things I found is that the speed controls in this plane are different than the speed controls in the other model where this mix does work. So something about the speed controls was my first suspect. The ones that are in this Catalina are Castle Creations Thunderbird 18s. So the first thing I did was hook them up to my Castle Link. Found that the firmware on there was really old on both of them. So updated the firmware to the latest greatest, thinking, of course, that's going to fix it. It just needed new firmware. No, now it has new firmware, but still does exactly the same thing. And a few twists and turns, and a couple hours later, where I landed was I went into my transmitter programming and I set the absolute limits of those channels that are involved with the differential thrust, set it at -100 and +100. So what was happening was, with normal throttle, it's at -100 to +100 throw, but whenever I induced the rudder input for the differential thrust, it was taking the bottom end below 100, and essentially the speed control was recalibrating its range. So then when I went back to neutral throttle, it was running. And so I don't know why it's doing that. I feel like a speed control shouldn't recalibrate after it's armed, but that's the only explanation that I can figure. So once I set the absolute limits to -100 and +100, it's working exactly like I would expect it to. So,
yay.
Yeah. I thought I might get more out of you than that, but I'll take a yay.
Yahoo!
How about
Yeehaw!
way to go?
Awesome.
How do you find hats that fit that enormous brain of yours?
I was wondering if we were going to go back to that whole story of can you have both ESCs depending on their switching or whatever the other one was, analog, for if you had both of them supplying power to the receiver and maybe that was causing a problem.
Linear or switching.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to say if that was the problem, but
it was not. These are linear BECs, and I am running them in parallel. So both BECs into the receiver because we determined that's okay.
Right? Switching is not okay, and linear is okay.
Right. Most switching is not okay unless they're somehow isolated. You can't run more than one at the same time.
Alrighty.
But linear, you can gang as many as you want in parallel.
Well, good. And have you flown it since?
I have not. No, I've only.
Well, that's the test. It means nothing until you fly it.
It really is. So another thing that was happening at the Neat Fair, and maybe it's because the motors were going haywire, that one of those tip floats kept just being weird. Right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Well, when we were flying in your pond, one of them kept coming off.
Well, right. That's because I held it on with tape.
It's being very weird.
Actually used yeah, I had to go fetch that one out of the lake because it came all the way off. But I actually hot glued the tip floats on at the Neat Fair, but it seemed like one of them just kept submerging. And maybe it was because of the motor stuff. I don't know. But I want to keep an eye on the tip floats too and make sure I get those set up correctly. But anyway, so I think the Catalina, I think it's figured out. We'll determine that. And the lake, I think, is close to freezing over. So if I'm going to test it off the water, I better do it soon. When I woke up this morning, there was some ice right around the edges, right at the shoreline. So I don't think it'll be long.
There is no ice on the ponds here in Houston.
No.
We are happy to go swimming right now. It is still in the 80s here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more ice anywhere near us.
So I can't remember what it's like in November in Houston. Is it unseasonably warm at that temperature?
We broke records on Monday.
Those aren't the kind of records you want to be breaking.
No, it's been unseasonably warm.
All right. Well, I hope it gets better.
And that being said, though, Fitz, did you get to fly last weekend at the Fun Fly Swap Meet, or did you just buy stuff?
I brought a plane, but I ended up not flying it. I just kind of hung out and bought some stuff. I didn't stay there all that long. I had to get back. And just kind of enjoyed the day, watch people fly, that kind of stuff. So I felt satisfied and happy.
You made some good deals. I was just curious because I heard the weather was really nice.
It was very nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we had some interesting planes show up. It seemed to be a fairly decent crowd.
Good.
Well, speaking of the pond, I did put a new vehicle on the pond recently that I haven't talked about here. Would you like to hear about it? Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here, go. A Traxxas Villain. Does that mean anything to you? No? Okay. It's a boat. I think they still make a version of it, but it was first introduced a long, long time ago. And this is one that I bought in a group with a few other boats a year or so ago, off of Marketplace, probably. Got a pretty good deal on the group, but I was interested in a different boat. This was part of the package, so I brought it back. But I was eyeballing it the other day, and it looked like it was close to ready to float. It was only missing the receiver and a battery. It had an electronic speed control in it, and it's a twin motor with gear drive and surface drive props and all that. So I thought I was just going to have to put in the receiver and a couple. It's originally designed for 6-cell NiCad packs. I was just going to do two-cell lipos and call it good. So I got it down. This was another one I call a cigarette boat, not because of the shape, but because
what was the name
color.
again?
The Villain.
Oh, Villain. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, got it down, started toying with it, and with some troubleshooting, I figured out that the electronic speed control that was in it was not working correctly. And so I started looking for replacements that would handle it. it does those 2 6-cell batteries in series. So something that can handle that much voltage on brush motors. Then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I also have a Traxxas Emax from that same time period. And I looked, and the speed control that's in the Emax is almost exactly the same as the one in the boat. It's just got one little plastic part that's different that allows the one in the boat to have water cooling. So I scavenged that speed control out of my Emax monster truck, put it in the boat, swapped the plastic part, and got that going. And then I put in a 2.4 gigahertz radio set, and I'm looking at it right now, trying to remember everything else I did. And then got the 2 lipos in there. Safe to say, I got it working. And so I drove it out on the lake a few days ago. It does really well. For 2 brush motors, this thing scoots. And I got in a couple runs on it, and then probably the 3rd or 4th run, it started making a noise. And then the noise started getting louder. And then the noise started getting really loud. And so I brought it in and checked it out. And it turns out, I don't know if you'd be able to see it, one of the spur gears got pretty chewed up.
Yeah. Pretty chewed up. It got pretty, more than pretty. Yeah, it got massacred, didn't it?
Yeah. So it turns out I did not set the gear mesh on one of the motors very well. At least that's my leading theory on this. So I need to replace the spur gear. Now, this is at least a 20-year-old boat, right? So I found a manual, looked up the part number for the spur gear. There it is. Out of the blue. I'm like, what are the odds I'm going to find this spur gear available now? I'll have to go on eBay and see if I can find a new old stock. Nope. Traxxas still makes it, and I can buy it brand new for $3 at amainhobbies.com.
Fantastic.
Crazy.
Or you know a guy who can resin print you one.
No offense, but and
it would be better than new.
No. If somebody asked me to 3D print a part that they could buy for $3 at the hobby shop, I'd be like, yeah, we're friends, but we're not that good friends. So yeah, go to the hobby shop, joker. Yeah. So anyway, I was really impressed that that part is still around and available. I don't know if it's used on any current models. Maybe it is. Traxxas is really good about that, of interchangeable parts across different buggies and stuff like that, and that their parts are available in hobby shops and usually pretty cheap. So a lot of people give Traxxas a lot of crap because they make ready to fly or ready to run buggies, and the analogy in my brain is similar to when ARFs came out and all the old builders are like, those aren't real airplanes, you got to build them. So I think they initially caught some of the same flack from car guys about having ready-to-run models. But doggone it, it's hard to beat, finding a part off the shelf for a 20-year-old boat. So, yay, Traxxas.
Yeah, kudos to them. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, still headquartered down there by you guys. I think around Dallas somewhere.
Are they?
Yeah. And you may not know this, but they used to make, they're kind of mostly basher type cars now. They used to make like top tier racing off-road buggies. Now I've got a couple of them, like late 80s, early 90s. So I've got a couple that are waiting for restoration over there. And same thing, a couple of the parts on those buggies are still the same part and part number on some of their buggies now.
That gives me hope, because I have one of their T-Max glow-powered monster truck things that been in the back burner for restoration, so maybe it means I can still get parts for it and stuff.
Okay, yeah, so your T-Max, that's the same thing as my Emax that I pulled the speed control from, but yours is glow-powered. Mine's, I got 2 brush motors on it. So, yeah, just fun stuff. And so I ordered these gears. I think they'll be here in a couple days, and I ordered some spares just in case. And I'll get this thing back on the water maybe before the pond freezes over. And, we can take a vote. Oh, yeah. So while this thing is in dry dock, as it were, I thought it could use, let me put it over here. You can see the color that it is now. The hull is that nice ashtray brown color.
Off-white.
Yeah. So it looks like it's been getting a tan in Fitz's curing station. So I'm going to paint it.
That's 20 years.
And I want to think like Miami Vice. If Don Johnson had this boat, what color would he paint it? So I've got lavender and some sort of hot pink.
Yes.
Yeah, both. Yep,
Yes.
both.
But also I've got some of this glittery vinyl. I've got purple and silver, and I've still got that cheetah print vinyl.
All silver. Are you gonna paint the whole like a base color, like white or something?
No, I was thinking like all hot pink and then maybe some vinyl trim. I want it to hurt your eyes when you look at it. So, I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I've got the cheetah print stuff too that I thought might be a good contrasting trim. So we'll see. It's going to be gaudy. I want it to be.
You want it to be Miami.
This is the color you
garden.
want it. This is 80s. That is 80s Dixie Cup retro right there.
There you go.
So
yeah,
that's the paint scheme you got to run with.
yeah. Isn't there a story behind that pattern? Like some artist was hired to do that.
Yeah, and it's Aunt Dixie ran with it, and it just went wild in the 80s. I mean, I remember pickup trucks having this color paint scheme on it. Those lowrider, those small Toyota trucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your scheme. There's your paint scheme right there. Or at least make stripes, that look like that down the side.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, I might have to rethink this whole approach. But first things first, I want to get the gear in and get it back on the water and, play with it, play with the new toys. So I think that's it. One more thing I wanted to mention. I did have a couple friends over the other day on the pond, the same day that I stripped the spur gear in this boat. And we did some zigzag racing, which I've talked before about the zigzag, the little boats that are not that fast, but incredibly nimble and very tough. I set up 3 buoys just off my dock, and we do some somewhat organized racing. So I did a little twist this time. I got everybody to line up, and we were doing 4 boats at a time. Got them lined up for a start, but before I said go, like, all right, pass your transmitter to the person on your left. So everybody passed it over, and I said, go. So the first few seconds, nobody knew what boat they were driving. That was a fun start. And it didn't take long; they all figured it out. But
Have to banging into each other. Right?
I wait. Then, like 5 seconds later, all right, change again. Every time you hear the bell, change transmitters.
Yeah. So I say it was fun. I don't know if the people who were driving thought it was as much fun, but
You should randomly hit the steering reverse switch on some of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, the evil from Fitz.
No, there is enough calamity without any of those sort of curveballs. Just trying to run 4 of those boats. We figured that 5 is too many. With 5, it's just completely unmanageable. Everything just bursts into flames immediately. But with 4, it's mildly controlled chaos, and it's a lot of fun. I know the neighbors are like, what is all that laughing and howling coming from? It's me hanging out with a couple buddies at my place.
It's that new neighbors again. Making trouble.
Yeah. I've been here 3 years. I'm not the new guy anymore.
Newish.
Yeah. So anyway.
Speaking of that, they ever finish building that house next to you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool place.
I get to go check it out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to have Terry put me on his shoulder so I could steal that guy's bottle of Blanton's. That's a long story, but let's just say this guy has a huge amount of liquor in that house, and he had a bottle of Blanton staring at me, and it was just beyond my reach.
Is he mocking you?
Yeah, that was no accident.
Yeah, I was unhappy.
Well, that's
Quick,
cool.
Terry, cause a distraction.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so jealous. It's nice to live on a lake like that.
It really is. It's I count myself very lucky a lot of times to be able to have something to go play with my little toys on, or go fishing, whatever it is.
I mean, I was going to say not only that, but you are blessed to not have Karens like telling you that the planes are bothering you or the boats are too much.
Oh yeah, knocking on wood. Yeah, my neighbors are curious and supportive, and they ask me to do things that I say, nope, that I can't do that. I'm not going to buzz you on your dock and things like that. So, but yeah, also feel lucky that everybody's really cool about me playing with my toys out there.
I was going to say, as a guest of Dunn, everybody was very nice in your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Probably I've lived a bunch of places the last 10 years. Of all of them, this is the one that has the most sense of community and togetherness, and it really stands out. So I feel very lucky to have found it. All right. This very special episode of Blossom. What else do we have? Gotta have something. Is that Fitz scratching his beard?
Yeah, I got to shave.
All right, we can't be out of things to talk about. We've only been at it for an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, that's good for me.
Yeah,
it's good for our friends. I will say that on our next episode, I may have an unboxing.
Oh yeah,
a mystery box.
Lee with the teaser. Wow.
Yeah. I was at dinner with my family, and I had put some high bids out there. At the last second, someone was sniping me, and I had a couple of left and right last minute bids. And I mean, not to go into this discussion long, but I was trying to explain the problem of finding something you really want and then wanting to add a few extra items in the package. But those extra items are going first, like they're ending first.
Right.
So you put a bid on a $5 item that you really don't care for, and then the one you want is going up higher. So you have to keep bidding for the higher one because you want it. So you could throw in the $5 one. The good news is I did win the box. It's got stuff in it, and
things.
It's probably not as exciting as the other one where it would have been fun to see all the things had they shown up. But I'll show y'all what's inside.
So did you get the shipping cost yet?
Yeah, it was. Do you want to know the totals, or should I wait for the?
No, tell us when it's all in hand.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was what I expected. Nothing crazy.
All right. Well, as you expected is good. It's the surprises that are shocking sometimes.
I can tell you this. I won. I mean, how much do you think it costs for a pack of X-Acto, 100 pack of X-Acto number 11s?
Brand new?
Brand new.
From a store?
Mm-hmm.
$15.
Fitz, do you agree?
Yeah, I was thinking between 10 and 15.
Okay. It's usually more than that, but I got two brand new boxes of 100 blades plus some other X-Acto blades and razor blades for $15.
That's a good deal.
So there are some good deals out there. You just got to see if they're worth the tax and shipping. But those are small items, so I don't expect to pay more than... I just said that out loud. don't expect to pay more than $10 for the shipping. But even if I did, it'd be worth it for the amount of knife blade. So I should be set for a while.
Yeah. So do you guys ever sharpen your X-Acto blades?
No.
I've heard of people who do.
Yeah, you can buy sharpeners to do that.
I think we even talked about this. I think at this point where I can get these blades, and by the way, some of these will be Christmas gifts for the boys. They're not listening to the show, so someone I know who lives in Florida might be getting one to take home with him. So there's other reasons for buying this stuff, but no, in fact, I think we did have this discussion because I like to just buy in bulk. I keep mine in a baby jar with silicone packs. And the moment I feel like a blade's bad, I don't care. I immediately change it out, and it works for me. What was that, Fitz?
Throwing away the
yeah, just all of them on the floor. No, I don't. It's not a chance. But there were some people that that talk about using scalpels.
Okay.
And swear by scalpels, and
very sharp.
They are, and I guess maybe the steel's much better and it lasts longer. So,
I wonder.
Yeah, I've got some around here somewhere, but I've never used them. I'll have to try that.
Some people say scalpels are the thing, and you can get them on Amazon and so forth. But I'm good with my X-Acto, my number 11s.
Scalpel, forceps.
You mentioned giving those as gifts to your boys. I just pictured you dumping them in the bottom of their stocking and them reaching in.
You're in a box.
Bloody mess.
You're welcome. Those are tears of joy.
All right, so maybe that is it.
Fitz buys a car, I buy X-Acto blades.
Yeah,
Just thought that counts.
I'm looking around to see if there's anything else we should talk about now. And no, I think we're all good.
Yeah. I did talk about flying the Sky Raider, didn't I?
No. Well, did you talk about it on the show before?
I don't.
I know you talked about parts of the Sky, maybe building it. We talked about the motor system and have you flown it since you swapped to the belt drive?
No.
Okay. So that's where we left off. You had flown it with the original motor, but you had swapped.
Okay. Yeah, we're still collecting parts and stuff for the belt drive mechanism. Okay. I actually got some extra. I just got in a part to do. It's going to take some machining work. So we're working on it, but we still collecting parts. So that's the next big thing. So I'll give you an update when that happens.
Do you have a machinist on call?
Me? Yeah, we do. We have another guy who's also does some machine work, but he's like, "Do you have access to a lathe?" I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, I'm sending you something.
You do, like at a makerspace or something?
Yeah, I have one at the makerspace, so I got to go to the makerspace and try to remember how to use it.
Yeah.
Bug somebody.
Yeah,
or watch some YouTube videos.
Set up.
I've used a lathe. Yeah, I've used a lathe before, and I've actually been through a shop class like in high school and using lathes and milling machines and stuff. But that was a million years ago. So I need to refresh the memory. It's a simple thing I need to do, fortunately, so it's not like anything fancy.
Okay, I assume this lathe is all manual.
Yeah, it's got the. I checked it out the other day. It's got it works, and it's got the dials. What do you want to call it? The little things you turn.
I don't know.
I don't know the lathe term for the mechanisms that move it in and out and up, back and forth with the little wheels.
The left one, the right one.
Yeah.
The turny right, the turny left.
This one goes this way. This one goes that way. Yeah. So yeah, and they got all the bits and stuff, all the tooling and stuff. So,
all right.
Anyways,
just wear your goggles.
Yeah. Safety first, or second, or third.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're making me think of other stuff that I got. You're working on that. I still haven't finished the P-38. So if I
still working on that.
Yeah, if I get some time.
P-38 from hell.
Yeah, it's just such a heavy thing. But
I saw something pop up. Maybe it was the Facebook post you did about that. Somebody offered to buy that from you. Did you see that? That was just in the past day or two.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah. And then they showed a picture of their shop with a bunch of P-38s in it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm a collector, huh?
Even if I drill it into the ground 6 feet, I'm going to fly it.
Oh, you know what? It was probably your yellow aircraft P-38 that they were referring to.
Oh, absolutely not.
So
that's mine.
Oh,
yeah. You're gonna be buried in that thing.
That will
in it.
Hopefully go better than this one. Yeah. But I will take it out. But I did have a thread, or there is a thread on this kit on RC groups, and a gentleman who lives in the area saw it and he said he'd love to come watch me fly it. So we private message each other and we'll keep in touch.
So he has his own version of the same plane?
No, he's getting back into the hobby. So I don't know all the details about him. We haven't met, but he's getting back to the hobby. He's like, that's something I might want to scratch build, a P-38 and stuff. Wow. So I don't know all his skills, but he wanted to come see the P-38 fly. I told him, don't buy one. Absolutely do not buy this kit. I can give you some other suggestions, but might spark his interest, or at least look at the size and the mechanics, and maybe he'll run with it and build something 10 times better.
All right. So as I recall, when we left off, you were adding metric tons of nose weight. Is that still?
I haven't put any. I stopped once I put all the, and I know Fitz, I think he doesn't remember how much I was putting on there, but once I put so much lead into the cowls around the engines, and one guy was saying, "Did you move those batteries all the way up?" And I was like, "Have you seen the photos I posted? They're riding on the nuts to hold the motor mounts on." It's like there's no more space. I cannot put them unless I set them in front of the propellers. Those batteries are all the way up. They're the biggest batteries that would fit. And once I added all that weight and tried it out and she was still tail heavy, I just said, I got to spend some more time doing it. So the other issue is that we hadn't finished the how the center section mounts, because you had to like bolt it into place and then screw in the top. Everything's screwed in with this thing. It's not made for quick connects and so forth. So, I'll once I get that done and I can figure it out, then we'll know exactly how much. I'll probably set something, to hold on the nose so we can actually measure the right amount.
Is there any low-hanging fruit for removing weight from the tail?
No, there's nothing back there. Like there's no servos, it's nothing like that at all. So it's no, and it's balsa. The tail's balsa, so there's, it's built up. So it's just it stinks. I mean, I guess they wanted Allison engines up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck with it. I look forward to seeing it fly too.
Yeah. And someone said, "Can't you put bigger motors?" I'm like, these they're in the cowl. Like the cowl's got this much gap. I have very large outrunners in there. So, yeah.
All right. I'm confident we'll find a way.
I might have to go sneak over to Fitz's house and see if he's got the True Turn 3-blade spinners for me.
Well, he knows how to work a lathe. He can just make them.
Yeah. Or resin print me some 3-blade spinners.
There's some way we can make a rudimentary lathe.
The great line of Galaxy Quest. He's so good. Did you guys watch the show? Well, of course, Fitz and I listened to it or watched it in the car.
Yeah,
Mike
recently, so.
To Neat Fair, and then Mike was just like, "Oh, this is so good. How come I didn't watch this movie?"
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I'd never seen it. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Fitz, this is your cue.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to our Babylon about models and stuff and things. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And just remember to, if you want to yell at us about something or correct us, send a message to contact@rcroundtable.com. Of course, all hate mail goes to Terry, and he'll filter it out for us and talk about stuff that's nice, so we don't see all that bad stuff. Especially if we talk about lightning. So we're going to get some emails on that one.
Take it, I squish it into a little tight ball, and I swallow it down, and I just eat my anger.
Yes, just make sure you're reading the British accent when you do. What else? You find us on social media. Like and subscribe, of course. If you're watching us, please subscribe and like our channel. If you're listening, please leave a feedback over at YouTube at RC Roundtable. Is our channel name. We are, of course, on social media, such things as Facebook, .com/RC Roundtable, and you can download us audio only from the usual places, Apple, Podbean, Spotify, so forth and so on. Also, don't forget, we do have a website, rcroundtable.com. Terry has a bunch of what do you call those things? Articles. Thank you. In fact, I think he said you're looking at putting a new one up soon. So go take a look. He's got some great stuff on there.
What's up? Time out. Uh-oh.
Terry, have we talked about
We haven't, and we're not ready to.
I see.
So,
There was y'all's hint.
Yeah, I got it.
Subliminal message there,
in the fullness of time. Yes,
coming soon. To
coming soon. We got something cool coming soon.
This is the first time we'll say it. If you're listening, don't watch the video. Don't watch that.
But do send an email to contact@rcroundtable.com asking Terry what that was about.
Don't. I'll ignore it.
The crow flies at midnight. Okay. All right. Any last words before we blow this taco stand?
No, not at all. Except that I'm really happy to have Lee back.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, Lee. Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right, then. Then taco stand needs to be blown. See everybody next time. Have a good whatever.
Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, gobble, gobble. Eat too much.
Please visit our website at rcroundtable.com. That's where you will find all of our podcast episodes. You can also find a little bit of background information about the show host and leave comments and suggestions about the show. There are links to a few of our favorite vendors and also links to our various social media accounts. Thank you for watching and listening.